On today's Smart 7, Tories fail to force grooming inquiry, Los Angeles ravaged by wildfires and much more. It's Thursday, 9th of January, it's Apricot Day, and happy birthday, Nicola Coughlan.
The Smart 7. It's news, but
not the news.
There was no let-up on Wednesday in the ongoing political storm sparked by Elon Musk over grooming gangs. The Tories in particular have been pushing hard to make political ground out of the situation, with Shadow Justice Secretary Robert Jenrick and new Tory leader Kemi Badenoch making increasingly outrageous claims. In Parliament, Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson was introducing the Children's Wellbeing and Schools Bill.
I want high and rising standards for every child in every school. That is one of the surest ways we can break the link between background and success. Life should not come down to luck.
There was pushback too from Labour, pointing out that Kemi Badenoch had served as Children's Minister in the previous Tory government, but had never spoken out on the issue of grooming gangs or visited any survivors of grooming gangs or sexual violence. The Tories attempted to insert an amendment into the Children's Bill to force an inquiry, which would also have killed the bill, but Labour backbenchers rallied to defeat the motion. Prime Minister Keir Starmer was scathing about Tory attempts to rewrite history.
Whatever anyone's view on whether a further inquiry is needed, what I find shocking is that anyone in this House would vote down the Children's Wellbeing Bill this afternoon, which is vital protections for the most vulnerable in our society.
Wildfires have swept through Los Angeles, forcing tens of thousands of people to evacuate their homes as 6 separate fires swept through California's biggest city. The largest fire in the Palisades district on the west of Los Angeles has so far destroyed over 1,100 homes and seen at least 5 deaths. Several well-known names, including Billy Crystal, Adam Brody and James Woods, have seen their homes go up in flames, and the fires are still not under control. Margaret Stewart is the LA Fire Department spokesperson, and she says the speed of the spread has been surprising.
We don't have any containment at this point, so we have firefighters defending as many homes as we're able to.
There were very different reactions from the current and future presidents of the US. Joe Biden held a press conference in Santa Monica with Governor Gavin Newsom and declared a major disaster, while also pledging firefighting support from the Department of Defense. Trump, however, tweeted about the governor calling him Gavin Newscomb and blaming the fire on poor management of the state's resources. The governor responded from the scene.
People are literally fleeing. People have lost their lives. Kids lost their schools. Families completely torn asunder. Churches burned down. This guy wanted to politicize it. I have a lot of thoughts, and I know what I want to say. I won't.
The ongoing Twitter wars between Elon Musk and pretty much the whole of the UK's politicians saw Lib Dem leader Sir Ed Davey labelled a snivelling cretin by the world's richest man the other day. It was in response to Ed's suggestion that the American ambassador should be summoned over Elon's continual harassment of ministers, including Jess Phillips. That didn't put a dent in Davey's confidence, though, and he was busy at Prime Minister's Question Time prodding at Reform and Nigel Farage over the proposed donation from Elon Musk. He was keen that new rules on party funding be brought forward to avoid an Elon takeover of Reform.
While the Honourable Member for Clacton may miss out on his big allowance from Elon Musk, the spectre of the richest man in the world trying to buy a British political party should give us all pause for thought.
Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago press conference on Tuesday set off fresh waves of anxiety in Ukraine as Trump appeared to be taking a sympathetic view of Russia's position. He also accused Joe Biden of starting the war by trying to get Ukraine into NATO, even though no invitation has been extended as yet. President Zelensky, who is due to meet allies in Germany on Thursday, was taking a cautious approach, emphasising the need for security guarantees over any rush to join NATO. US Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin is attending the meeting in Ramstein, where another tranche of US military aid is expected to be announced. Meanwhile, US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken was in France, warning that Putin cannot be trusted.
Putin has not and will not give up on his imperial ambitions. If there's a ceasefire, he'll want to try to use the time to rest, to refit, and eventually to reattack. That's why it's absolutely essential that part of this include an effective deterrent against any further aggression by Russia.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Spurs gain a narrow Carabao Cup advantage and Amy Schumer is faking procreating. Right after this. Welcome back. Wednesday saw the second of the Carabao Cup semi-final first legs as Spurs hosted Liverpool on a cold and frosty night in London. There was medical drama on the pitch as Tottenham's Rodrigo Bentancur was stretchered off in the first half after a long period of treatment and was sent to hospital for a checkup. The game finished 1-0 to Spurs after some controversy, but they now have an advantage when they welcome Liverpool in February for the second leg. Manager Ange Postecoglou was delighted with his team.
The boys just worked their socks off, they gave everything. We had a couple of 18-year-olds out there, goalkeeper on debut, left back who's normally a right back, and through that whole sort of scenario, they just kept their heads against a very good opponent, and I thought we deserved the win.
Jamie Foxx has bounced back from his mystery health scare and he popped up last weekend at the Golden Globes after a nomination for his stand-up special. He's also about to reunite with co-star Cameron Diaz in spy comedy Back in Action. It's the first movie Diaz has made since 2014's Annie, which also starred Jamie. The pair have been talking up the action comedy which hits Netflix next week, with Jamie sharing a story from his time working with Tom Cruise on thriller Collateral.
We were doing Collateral and I'm driving the cab and Tom Cruise is in the back, and so they wanted to let me do the stunt where I scraped the side of these cars and pull out, and it was like a real crash, and they rushed to save just Tom Cruise.
We haven't seen a lot of Amy Schumer recently, but the good news is we're about to see a lot more. She stars in and produced new Netflix comedy Kinda Pregnant, about a woman who gets jealous of her bestie's pregnancy and starts wearing a fake baby bump herself. The movie is produced by Adam Sandler and directed by his nephew Tyler Spindle, and the cast includes Damon Wayans and ex-SNL stars Gillian Bell and Will Forte. Its due date is February 5th.
Women don't share what it's like. It's so isolating.
How do you really feel during your pregnancy?
I'm angry.
I ate a cupcake out of the trash can last night.
I can't stop masturbating to weird stuff, like The Golden Bachelor. You know, we should have more, secrets.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes, we'll give you the world.